Hello, everybody. My name is Victoria Thompson. I am one of your hosts for Focus on EDU. I am so excited to be here with y'all again for another wonderful episode. And I have got my friend and colleague, Tasia King from South Carolina here. She is an educational technologist, and we are going to be having a lot of fun today talking about all things EdTech and Journey. So give me just a second while I bring her in. And how's it going, Tasia?
It's going well. Hey, Victoria. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. It's been a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks it's been since I've last seen you. So Nice to see you again.
Yes. So for those of y'all that are listening, and maybe if you were at ISTE 2024 in Denver, Tasia was one of our awesome panelists at the equity panel that we actually hosted in the CDW room. So we talked all about equity and access in education, and she rocked it out.
It was a good time. We had a really, really great panel, really great conversation. So glad to be a part of it.
Yes. Yeah. And thank you for being here. So I kind of gave a little bit of an introduction about you. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, so I am Tasia King. I like to tell people like an easy way to remember my name. I get called everything besides Tasia, Tasia, Tasia. Think of Fantasia, but without the fan. I'm Tasia. So I am a technology integration specialist, yes, in the very, very famously hot Columbia, South Carolina. And I have been in education, I guess I'm an OG now. Maybe. I'm approaching 16 years. I'm elementary certified, so I have a background teaching second and third grade. But now, at this point in my career, I am supporting adult learners as a district, pretty much a district technology coach. So I get to create meaningful learning experiences for adults and coach them towards their goals. I really, really enjoy the work that I do here in my district. Aside from that, I am a digital content creator as well. So I'm actually working on some things for the Whitsby platform with ASCD currently. So I'm all about creating a good video. Okay, and so that's what I love to do. And so I'm able to kind of bring my love for content creation along with some meaningful instructional strategies to bring some learning for educators. So that's a little bit about what I do professionally.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So your pathway is, I don't want to necessarily say non-traditional, but unique, right? So can you talk to us just a little bit about what that looks like and also how that plays into your role as a digital content creator and also as a learning specialist?
Yes. So as I mentioned, this is my 16th year already in education. And I don't feel like I had a traditional start. So you're probably right in that. I'd like to say it's not how you start, and that's been my mantra. I didn't go to college thinking I wanted to be a teacher, but somehow I landed into that passion, which I can't imagine what else I would be doing outside of that. My college experience was a little different than the traditional path. I actually was a college mom. So I spent the bulk of my college career, on one hand, taking care of my daughter, and on the other hand, studying really hard to become a teacher. And so that was a unique experience for me to enter into the field of education. And then from there, I'm all about people, giving people credit where it's due. I had my first principal kind of took a chance on me, just hearing about me in my teacher preparation program. And she hired me pretty early on, took a chance on me. And I started my career teaching second grade, and I had a horrible second year teaching. Horrible. First year was good, but second year was pretty tough. Many teachers, you can probably attest to this too, Victoria, you get in the profession not for the money. And I always heard that. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. The money's not fine. But by my second year, I was like, oh, no. I want to go back to school. I want to kind of, earn a little bit more and learn a little bit more. Just wasn't good timing for me. So I was one of those teachers who was balancing being mom, being teacher, being a student, getting my master's degree, and I didn't pass my second year evaluation. So everybody else was celebrating, and I was just like, got to do this again. So I had kind of a rocky couple of years after that, just kind of getting started with that. But I made it through. I feel like I'm a person of faith. I feel like I had so much favor and just great opportunities to kind of progress and learn and grow. And so now I'm here and I'm able to kind of provide those experiences and open doors for other people who may not have the traditional easy track to be the teacher of the year.
Yeah.
It was a bumpy ride, but it's been great. I wouldn't trade it or change it for the world. I've learned so much. So
That's
that's a little
fantastic.
bit background. Yeah.
What would you say? So, because you work with adult learners, right?
Mhm.
From your track trajectory with your kind of like career progression, and then working with adult learners now, what would you say is your biggest takeaway as you work with adult learners as a digital learning specialist and as a digital content creator? And let me kind of backtrack a little bit. Like from that takeaway, what is also the largest shift you see from teaching children to working with adults?
Mm-hmm. First of all, let me just acknowledge there is a shift.
Yes.
I work with coaches now who have been hired as instructional coaches at their schools, and I'm excited. I go out there. I'm like, yeah, we're going to work together. I'm going to support you as a district, coach, and they're trying to replicate everything they did in the classroom with their students for now their teachers in their building. I'm like, that's not really going to work. This is a different. You have to have a different approach. What I have learned to understand is that adults, they're going to be ready to learn when they're ready to learn, when it's relevant for them, when they feel that it's beneficial for them, it's something that they can immediately take back and implement. That's when the true learning can occur. I would also add to this, I don't know, it's probably up for debate, but I feel as though, relationships or having a common ground goes a long way as well. When people feel like they can connect to you in some kind of way, and you're standing there trying to get them to take a risk to learn something new or try something new or have a different type of mindset. I think finding that connection is important. That is also true for students in the classroom. But beyond that, for adult learners, it's got to be relevant. You've got to show it to them and tell them, kind of almost prove to them why this works or how this fits in their world. There's so many competing topics and agendas and initiatives now that, it's so noisy, and some of that noise is really good and it's helpful. But in order to really get their attention and get them to learn and try new things, you kind of have to find your way in to connect to what they really need and what they really want. So.
Yeah. So what are some ways that you do that in your role? Like, do you send out forms, surveys? Do you go around to each building and talk to folks? Like, I know district to district and school to school, it's so different. So I would love to hear about how you just get to reach people where they are.
Yeah. So in my role, I am the coach's coach. So I don't have that direct working relationship with teachers on the regular, unless I'm working a special project, which I do love because I do love working with teachers. So primarily my span of reach is other coaches. And so what I like to do, and I'm getting ready to do this in a couple of years. I'm getting ready to do this in a couple of weeks with our coaches. It's been a long summer. And I'm going to go around and visit each one of them individually and just, first of all, make some personal connections with them. How was your summer? What did you do? And then we'll spend some time eventually doing some goal setting, maybe reflecting on some things that they did last year that they want to do well, this year. It's not always a deficit approach of like, what didn't you do? It's maybe, what did you do well that you want to take to the next level? So that's one way I try to get some information on what people want to do or what they want to learn. And then there are also people that just don't know what they don't know. They're like, I have no idea what I want to do. So in those cases, we may land in some of the district goals or the initiatives, or we may take some time and do some learning walks at their school and do some data collection to see where the needs really are. And then sometimes it's just about interests. In my role, I know we are working on supporting specifically where I am, we're really looking at student engagement. But sometimes for a coach, it is just kind of soft skills, being resilient. Last year was hard for many coaches who had to cover classes and do things that maybe aren't listed in their job description. So it's
Right.
all about maybe sometimes facing those things that are more intrinsic that maybe we need to focus on before they can even move forward to do any other type of work. So it may just be working on growth mindset or having hard conversations with administration. That's hard. So I try to find what they're interested in, what they'd like to do better, areas of growth for them, personally. I try to find that. And for me, as I mentioned earlier, being a single mom coming into this profession, I burned out really quickly. And that was pretty evident. I bounced back from it, but I had to put some things in place and, work on my own priorities and work-life balance, if that's even a thing, to try to move forward. So I try to help people identify those things that they can do to try to move forward. And I understand, I think people
Right.
appreciate. I've been there. I know what it's like to have to balance all the things. I know what it's like to have admin say like, on one day, and then the next year they're like, yes, you rock. It's like, which one is it? But you've worked really hard to get better, and so I understand that, and I think that's a strength of mine, that empathy.
Yeah, absolutely. So like a dark storm cloud just like came over my office, which is why I'm kind of dark right now. but we're still here and we're still rocking it out. All right. So second to last question I have for you. So the first question of the second to last is, you're very passionate about making sure that people find their passions and find their pathways. Can you kind of walk us through what that looks like, and like independent of your job as like a digital learning specialist, how does that guide you in your learning and just how to be a better educator?
Mm-hmm. So my team and I, we have coined the phrase, well, maybe we didn't coin it. We keep repeating the phrase, remain curious. And that actually, I might have gotten that from Elena Aguilar. We ground a lot of our work in her work. And it's just about just entering spaces with, just have a wonder, at the top of your mind. Why does this work this way? How does this work? How does this impact my work? How can I impact, this space? And so I do try to encourage people to remain curious. That's what I try to do. In doing that, your eyes may be open up to new opportunities to try something new or expand your network, your knowledge. Take risks. I think that's one of the things that I attribute to me being where I am now. I was kind of started off, my career feeling like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm good enough for this. I'm looking at the veteran teacher down the hall and they're rocking it. And I'm like, my kids are hanging from the ceiling, it's like, so I think just being open to trying new things, doing it scared, and just creating that network of other people who are remaining curious, other people who can provide feedback for you, push you to the next level. Those are the things that I aspire to do even still. And that's what I encourage other, educators to do. If you have questions, ask them. Don't be afraid. No question is too hard. No question is wrong, but it may lead you to a new, mindset or learning experience that you would have never imagined that could take you, your students, your team, your district, to the next level. So remaining curious is something that I think is very, very valuable and helpful in taking this journey in your career.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And as we close out, the last question is, where can people find you and how can they connect with you? I would put your Twitter handle on the screen.
This way. Yes, I love connecting with people. I talk to everybody, and I love connecting with others. So I would love to connect with the folks out there. You can connect with me on X at Mrs. Tech King. I'm active on there. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn with my name, Tasia King. So those are the two places that you'll find me. So feel free to reach out to me there. I do respond.
Yes. And she's very friendly, y'all. So like, do not miss out on a chance to connect with Tasia King. Okay. Like she will respond. She will get back to you. That's how we first started connecting.
That's right.
Right. Yes. Yeah. We actually met on social media and we've been close ever since.
Yeah. I welcome the opportunity to make new friends. So please reach out.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you, Tasia. I really appreciate your time today. And everybody, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being part of Focus on EDU. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can be notified whenever we post new content. Looking forward to seeing you next time.